Amy Coney Barrett is the Supreme Court nominee to fill the vacant seat. And I've been thinking a lot about the long-term impact of Amy Coney Barrett becoming a Supreme Court justice. Outside of just the cases she will decide on and the laws that she will uphold or change, there's a bigger impact here. And that is that Amy Coney Barrett is the single biggest threat to the left's narrative about young conservative women or conservative women in decades. And what I mean by that is there's this narrative that conservative women aren't allowed to work, or that they shouldn't be working, or that they're all controlled. And I know that based off the messages I get from liberals, the really nasty messages and comments saying, I'm surprised that you're allowed to do this, I'm surprised you're allowed to say what you think, or to post photos or things that people might disagree with. There's this narrative that we're controlled and we have to behave a certain way. The issue the left has with Amy Coney Barrett, aside from the fact that she's filling a vacant Supreme Court seat that has been held by a diehard progressive for many, many years, their issue is that Amy Coney Barrett is going to change the perception of what conservative women are. And the reason for that is she's not going to be a political figure. People like Lara Trump or the First Lady, they're still political figures even when they go out and talk about important issues, even when they go inspire young women. They're still there for a political reason. Barrett won't be. And she has over 15 years as a professor. So when she's out there speaking to young people, when she's being interviewed, when she's sitting down with young legal scholars and she's representing conservative women, and she really is a representative even if she might not want to be, she's showcasing a different side. She's showing somebody who went to Notre Dame on a full tuition scholarship, someone who clerked for Scalia, someone who has participated at such a high level that at 48 she's been selected as a Supreme Court nominee. So liberals are going to have to contend with one of the Supreme Court justices not only speaking directly to young people, because she has a background of wanting to do that. She's volunteers in her kids' schools and her kids' events. She's been a teacher for over 15 years. She was still teaching as a sitting judge. They're going to have to contend with her actually going out and representing what a young conservative woman can be or what they are. And that's a huge threat to them, because they like to reinforce this narrative that we can't be successful, that we aren't allowed to assume super high offices, that we're supposed to stay home. They like to tell all these young girls things about what it means to be a conservative woman. And I know that from the messages I get. So Barrett being out there, becoming an icon of conservatism, as you're already seeing, I've never seen so much enthusiasm for someone that isn't President Trump. Becoming this icon is going to elevate the perception of young conservative women, or just conservative women in general. So liberals, even though they might be worried about the Supreme Court and major issues, I would bet they're a lot more worried about the long-term impact of young girls and really young girls across the world watching somebody who is pro-life, who is a conservative, who is very family-focused, who's a Christian, who worked really hard, be seen as someone to aspire to. There isn't really somebody like that for young girls in conservatism right now. I believe she can inspire a lot of girls in the same way that Sarah Palin did in 2008, because there isn't somebody else that can go out and speak about issues and really teach young women who isn't political. And the fact that Barrett isn't going to be a partisan political figure in the way that one of the Trumps or even a very successful, brilliant conservative woman is in politics can only help her. Thank you everyone for watching this. Retweet this and think about the fact that young conservative girls, if Barrett is confirmed, will have someone to look up to that will make it in their minds, and I believe this as a young conservative girl, okay to continue being conservative, because Amy is, and she's a Supreme Court justice if she gets confirmed. She's not stuck anywhere. The left hasn't beaten her down into submission of letting go of what she believes to get to a higher office. If anything, sticking to her beliefs has helped her and has gotten her at least the nomination, which is a huge, huge deal. Thank you everyone. Please retweet this, share this, and go ahead and follow me if you want, and call your senators if you have a senator who's in a state that isn't really clear about whether or not they should vote for Amy Coney Barrett, because they should. Thank you everyone. Please retweet this, share this, and give me a follow. Good night everybody.